Good morning. So, I thought I was going to talk a little bit about a inspiring piece of video that I saw the other day, and if you're interested in having a look, the video is called Numeric Computation with Node.js on, I think it's Code Tech who has the channel that has this video. And in any case, I wanted to talk about it a little bit because I cannot remember the guy's name to save my life. I've seen him do another such talk and talk about the project that I think it's not only inspiring, it is exactly the type of thing that we need in JavaScript. So for you who are interested in numeric programming and like high precision mathematics and all that stuff, and just to be clear, I'm not one of those people. I am in no way one of the people who are I'm not a math geek at all. I think it's interesting and so forth, but I absolutely suck at it, as many people probably do. But I do acknowledge that the importance of it is enormous. It is absolutely enormous, and it's even more so in a programming language, because if you didn't know this, everything you do, every single thing is a mathematical equation. All of it. That's how all of it works. So JavaScript, as you've probably heard me say before, is notoriously bad at math. And the reason for this is because there is not a common specification, apart from the bugs, because there are a lot of bugs. But apart from that, there is not, you cannot trust that your mathematical equations and the math that you do is going to run the same, depending on the engine who's running your code. So if you're running your code in I don't know, Chrome, and then you run it in Microsoft's browsers, you might actually find that the answers, depending of course how high your precision is going to be different. And for most of us that doesn't really matter all that much, because most of us don't do high precision mathematics. But if we ever want to be able to do to get JavaScript to a point where it is the de facto bread and butter programming language for almost anything, like machine learning and all that good stuff. There's all of that stuff. And as you've heard me talk, which is probably more closer to heart, money, being able to do statistics and calculate money values and all of that stuff. If we want that to happen, we need to fix this, and we need to fix it yesterday. It needs to work. It's such a fundamental thing. It's actually, I argue, the absolute main reason why Node isn't just taking over every single platform on the web. It's that, and of course types. I think we have a good handle on types. It's getting there. TypeScript and so forth they're getting there. I don't think we're really there just yet, but this is so much more important than all this bullshit with all the other stuff that we're talking about. Yes, there are things I get it. Generators are nice. The await async pattern, yes, it's nice, but it's not a fucking deal breaker, guys. You can survive with a promise and a then promise chain. This is just syntactic sugar. I'm talking about these amazing people who are maintaining a project, and the project's name is Standard Lib for JavaScript. It's a math library. So I highly encourage you to give them all your support, all of it. The guy who made this presentation is just, you are so inspiring. He said in his talk that he has taken a sabbatical year, living off his own savings, to continue developing this platform, to develop this library. And I mean, that's just mind-blowing. I mean, most of us will feel good about ourselves for donating some money to welfare or to like save like the Red Cross or something. This guy literally believes so much in what he's doing that he's taking time off. Like he's putting his own career on pause to solve a problem that the browser vendors who have more money than God aren't trying to solve. How amazing is that? And it's not that, as I said, it's not this cutesy little idea that these people, these maintainers have had, like, oh yeah, we're just gonna do this thing that, you know, it's not just another library. This is something that is so lacking from JavaScript that, I mean, I'm almost teared, like my eyes are almost watering. It's just thinking about how amazing it is what they're doing. Like they're trying to literally, as a little group, solve a problem that, I mean, they shouldn't have to solve this. This should have been solved 100 years ago by the people who are making the most money out of this entire thing, which is, you know, Google and Apple and Microsoft. I mean, for the love of God, guys, I mean, this is like, JavaScript is the language of the web. So, and the fact that we can't do accurate mathematics is horrible. Like it's horrible. And if we fix it, then like what argument is left? I mean, as I said, it might be static typing. That might be one thing, but no other language. It will be the pinnacle of languages. It will be the only language worth learning or teaching to new kids, to people who want to get into programming. It will, because this is literally the only thing that's lacking, in my opinion. In any, like, obviously there are always going to be problems, but this is such a critical problem that it's actually stopping you from doing certain things with the language, and that's what we want to get away from. We want it to be this holistic solution that you should be able to throw it at anything. I mean, the performance argument, that's out of the window. JavaScript is more performant than some of the other like languages like R and MATLAB and so forth. So there's no real reason for you to make that argument anymore. So I really encourage you to have a look at this. It's not, in the talk he was saying that it's not production ready, unfortunately, and I would love it to be. I mean, ideally I want to see Google, Facebook, Google, like all the major players in IT, just somebody please help them out. Throw some money at this problem. I mean, you have more money than God. Just throw it at them or give them some support and make this a reality. Because like, if we can't make it a part of the standard, then at least make sure that we have a library that will make this work. And once again, this is me saying, I mean, I don't use most of this. Like I don't do machine learning and all that stuff, but I want to be able to, and I want the people who learn JavaScript to be able to. I want you to really have all the tools you need without this extra fluff, because in my perfect world, JavaScript will stay this small, tiny little language that you can literally learn in an afternoon, like the basic concepts and the syntax, because you can. Like if you go to Code Academy today or one of the learning platforms, you can go through all of JavaScript in an afternoon. And think about that. That's how small this language is. And when you have that down, you can, of course, you get experience, of course, and you get more comfortable as you go along. But in order for this language to be this perfect thing that I want it to be, you need to keep it small. But you also need to have support to do these basic things and be certain that that you can trust the language. I want us to build this trust that, like, kill off all of this bullshit that used to be true in the past. That JavaScript is buggy and there are all these performance problems, blah blah blah. All this bullshit. It's dying off, and the math problem is one of the last frontiers for this language to deal with before it can hold its head up high and say, hey, you know, I'm just as good, if not better, than all these, you know, de facto, these are trustworthy languages like C# and Java. And I want to tell you, Oracle and Microsoft, we are coming for you. JavaScript is coming for you, and we're coming strong. So give this a lot of support, guys. I really hope that this becomes a thing. And if it doesn't, then let's do what we can to push all of our favorite browser vendors to take this more seriously. I love the await async patterns and a lot of the stuff that's coming up in the specification, but I think that I hope we can agree that having like accurate mathematics is more important than having a little bit of syntactic sugar.